And we're going to start our meeting in a few moments. Guess I'll just share my screen now. I would love for all of you to maybe rename your tile. Let me know your name, and if you're a president of your club or a VP membership, and your title, that would help me a lot to understand who's in our training class today. I am Gina Rose, your Division F Director, and I'd like to introduce my technical support, my Zoom master, Tom Hager. Thank you, Tom. My timer, Erzida Richmond, and my chat monitor is Linda Bortman, your very own Program Quality Director. I'd like to acknowledge also Tommy Price, our Club Growth Director, who's in the crowd, and Tina Tate, our District Director. Welcome, Tina. Welcome, Tommy. And welcome all officers. Like our regular meetings, I cannot do this, of course, by myself. So I am thanking everyone who's helped me through the dry run and putting together this material. So without further ado, I think I want to introduce Linda Bortman, who is in charge of all the trainings this July and August. And she's so gracious to be here helping us tonight as our chat monitor. Linda?
Oh, thank you, Gina. I'm looking forward to tonight's training for sure. Gina Rose. She began her Toastmasters journey in 2017. She joined Leading Ladies Toastmasters Club and has served in almost all the officer roles. And this year, she's the treasurer. She also served the district as the Area 61 years ago. And last year, she served as the Division G director. And then this year, she's the Division F director. She credits Toastmasters for up-leveling her public speaking skills, her leadership journey, and the many friends that she has made through the years. Please, everyone, help me welcome Gina Rose.
Thank you so much, Linda. I really appreciate that introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, our member engagement and retention is such an important part of our club success. Today, we will have an agenda that speaks to two important parts of member retention. We have retaining our current members and re-engaging past members. And every section will have a discussion, a breakout room where you can all share your challenges. And I have a few questions for you for each of your breakouts. And then you'll have 2 minutes to report out, and we can summarize all the ideas that we have shared together. Then we'll review the training and open up chat. We'll have our conclusion and next steps, a short survey so we can improve our trainings through this year and beyond. And we'll have district announcements, and you'll have the rest of the night to even watch the sunset at 9:07. So without further ado, any questions from the chat, feel free to type in your questions. Linda will be monitoring that. And, if there's a pressing question, I can, Linda will alert me, and we can address that as I go through the slides. Any chat questions, Linda?
Not so far, but I expect we will get some, Gina.
Okay. So without members, we have no club. That's no surprise. No environment to build on or to step up eventually, or no one to step up eventually for leadership positions. And this is not the way, definitely not the way to sustain a club. We need all of our members engaged, receiving the training that they initially joined for and being successful in that. So voluntary clubs, voluntary clubs all over the world focus on this. The Rotary International, business clubs, the Lions, the Kiwanis, or even the Boys and Girls Club. Membership is the lifeblood of all clubs. And today, our two objectives are to develop strategies around retaining our current members. So hopefully you have a base now of how many members you have, and hopefully we'll grow that through the 6 months that we have. And then how do we develop strategies to re-engage past members? Those past members, they may have a reason for stepping away from commitments to the Toastmasters Club, their Toastmasters Club, or they may have other needs, but there's definitely ways to re-engage them and be part of the community all over again. Every club in every district, region, and country needs to focus on membership. We all have similar challenges, but each club may need different approaches. And this is what makes training so interesting. We can learn from each other and support each other by our collective creative ideas. Successfully recruiting new members, of course, is a function of good marketing. It is critical, though, for your club success that membership retention be such a big focus for not only VP membership, but really for everyone in the club, including the members. Having a solid foundation of engaged members will stimulate member growth because prospective members will see in the meetings as they come to just spend an evening or an hour with you, that this is a fun event, and they hear from great members' experiences and they know what your club has to offer. So let's open up the discussion. What brings people to Toastmasters? Feel free to put in the chat, when a guest comes in and you say, oh, hi, welcome. How did you find us? And what do you hope to learn from being with us in this meeting today? What do they say? Let's fire up the chat and let's see what your guests have been telling you on why they're there and why they join. Let me see. I will also take a look at that. I see improved public speaking. Overcome the fear of public speaking. Yes, for sure. But they want to connect with the community. Speaking skills for a job, for great. Yes, everyone's terrified. I think that's one of the top 3 fears. And one of them is falling. But it's a good thing nobody's falling in Toastmasters. Oh, yes, Tommy, for sure. A lot of my members in Leading Ladies have English as a second language. Yes, that's really in especially Seattle, and maybe especially our district, where we're such a melting pot with Microsoft and all the tech companies here, for sure. Social connections. Great, Tina. And I feel that maybe these goals have been here pre-COVID, during COVID, post-COVID. I think we all have a lot of our new members have similar goals and reasons for joining. That's really great. Thank you so much. Well, Toastmasters actually did a study in 2020 on what were the goals of members, and they had a full-blown study with thousands of members answering the questions that they posed. Oops. Okay, I have to close this to go to the next slide. Oh, okay. And this is what they came up with. These are the results of the global survey that Toastmasters International put together. So 30% of the new members say they want to build confidence in public speaking. 29 or 30% say they want to become an effective speaker. And that together is 60% already. 10% improved presentation skills. 10% improved leadership. So there we can pinpoint who's there that we can call in for leadership positions right away in a club. And then 7% for professional goals. And this is where the social connections and networking with others come about. 2% each, increase fluency and prepare for a speech. Not very many, only 1% will join Toastmasters for that short span of time, look for a mentor. And that's fine because we deliver that. These are services that every club is able to provide. They can reach out to the area, to the district, if it's someone who wants to create a speech and deliver it, within the amount of time that is based on the availability of our trainers. So we're going to use these goals for our breakout activity. And so I wanted to just summarize that: becoming an effective speaker, building confidence and in public speaking, and communicating effectively. Now, the importance of those goals, based on this Toastmasters research, is part of the reason they stay with Toastmasters, because they want these goals because they have another higher goal they want to fulfill, which is professional development, self-improvement. They're committed to their own self-improvement. They want to build confidence, and they love the feedback from the club members, help them understand if they've achieved their goals or not. So let's look into that breakout room activity. I will call on my Zoom master. We will try to be in rooms of 3 or 4. I think maybe 3 or 4. I don't know how many have joined in from the 14 that registered. And there are some questions that Tom will also put in the chat, so you can refer to them as you go into your rooms. So select a goal that your members, that your clubs have a higher propensity for members to say that that is their goal, and then answer the questions. You have 20 minutes, maybe get somebody to be a scribe, assign a timer, and watch for the broadcast and chat messages that Tom will alert you to how many more minutes you have left. And I'll visit each of your rooms to see what's going on and maybe answer some questions that you may have. So Tom, are you ready to open the rooms?
Yes, I'm ready. Open the rooms now, eh?
Okay, thank you so much.
Rooms are open.
Let me stop sharing now for a while.
Recording resumed.
Welcome back. I hope you had wonderful discussions in your breakout rooms. And maybe we can set up a report out from room number 1. Who is your presenter?
Oh, well, I can do that for room number 1.
Yes, Dale, thank you.
So the goal that we picked was to improve presentation skills. And the clubs are all very active in doing something to promote this particular goal. One club president has one-on-one meetings with new members to discuss their goals and to make it really personal so that they feel that they are getting support from within the club. In another club, the sergeant at arms checks who's going to speak, what speech are they doing, and then offers club resources that might be available for the speaker to help with their presentation. My club provides mentors for new members, and we use the Toastmaster forums to help people set their goals and monitor them. And then another club just makes sure to get full participation from everybody who comes into the meeting. As far as recognizing members at milestones, oh, I'm sorry, we had one more idea, and that is to have a pathways partner, kind of like an exercise buddy. Someone who's at your same level and who can encourage you to keep going with your pathways goals. And then for recognizing members, we heard about a really comprehensive club newsletter that gets tied into the onboarding process at the company and is going to be sent out at review time so that bosses know what employees are working on presentation skills. So that was our room.
Oh, thank you so much. I think I see a combination of community clubs and corporate clubs, and that's really important. Especially last year, we had how to really pump up community clubs and make it part of their performance improvement and individual development plans. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks, Dale. Room number 2, who is your presenter? It's the group of Brian, Deepika, Hung Shao, Mara, and Roxanne.
I can speak up for our group.
Thanks, Mara. Okay.
Sure. We talked a little bit, a couple of our members in our group are newer to Toastmaster in the last 3 to 6 months. So we talked about why they came and we're able to focus on that topic and got a really good feedback articulating the idea that a lot of people would come in for public speaking skills, that generic topic, but in the course of being with the club, they became a better communicator, and that was being reinforced at work, which led them to leadership positions within the club. And the true engagement and staying was due to social engagement. So really seeing how that tiered out. They came for one reason, but ended up getting all these other things along the way. And the other thing that I'll just mention in our club is we also have a mentor program, and that helps people get started. But I really like the idea of having that pathway partner. We have a person from Canada that actually joined our club because we're hybrid part of the time. And he requested, rather than a mentor, because he's a president in Canada, one of our newer speakers, but she's a more technical person, and he wanted to get, so it wasn't looking up to a mentor, it was sort of across to a different type of mentor. So I really love that pathway partnership, because there's a lot of value in people at your different levels doing different things. So thank you for that, Dale.
Thank you so much, Mara. I really feel like there is synergy among clubs that I think that we can foster, and we can go and participate and give speeches in other clubs, get feedback from other clubs. And this, I see this activity only during speech contests, but it could be anytime. You know, different clubs provide a different flavor. They have different cultures and really up-leveling evaluations. I think the key in terms of, oh, we want to do this X, Y, Z, but it's really the feedback that really delivers that improvement. And I think we fail to see this 2 pieces of the same coin of the coin. Let's see from room number 3, last but not least, who's going to report out. Carolyn, Dawn, Denise, or Mikhail?
I will. Thank you. Well, we had some interesting feedback here. Typically, we identified a couple of traditional vice presidents that would handle direct communication with the members and their goals. That would, of course, be VP Education, which would check in for the goals during the year, and then VP Membership. But an interesting one was also the treasurer, how the treasurer reaches out to the members and reinforces the value and giving back to yourself. And the investment in Toastmasters, while it's not a great monetary value, it it is quite a value to the individual and to the club. Some other things our group mentioned was recognition of achieving goals. It's easy enough to tie to, it's very structured. If you're working through the pathways, you can, recognize level 1, level 2, level 3. And an interesting way of recognizing one of our members awards their achievements in NFTs, non-fungible tokens. I thought that was very interesting. And then also the reinforcement to the members of the value of evaluations, because evaluations are a gift. So every time we give a speech, we finish a project, we get that feedback from our members. And those were our ideas about member retention.
Those are very good too. I think I really like the topic of evaluations in terms of member goal achievement. Sometimes we feel like, oh, I don't want to evaluate, I'm just too new. But really, when you give a speech and you hear like somebody's impression of what they thought they heard from you, really gives you that idea that, oh, well, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to give that impression. And so then you see if there's a disconnect between how you presented what you thought you wanted to impart to your club or to the audience, then you hear something different. I think we need to reinforce that that's not a bad thing, but it's still like, did you have that connection between the audience or the evaluator and your speech? And I think we fail to see that anyone, even a tenured member or even a new member, can evaluate, and you still get value from that. So thank you very much for that. I didn't get the NFT portion, but I think they are losing money right now in terms of cryptocurrencies. But anyway, we're not there yet, in terms of our Toastmasters aspirations. So in terms of everybody's participation and report, I can see that you have ideas to provide your members. And then let me continue sharing my slides here. Oopsie. Okay, slideshow. Oh no. Okay, let me go to where we are. Breakout rooms. Yes, so there's some leadership goals, but definitely public speaking, making a presentation, and having that pathway partner is really important, because you're not, you're alone. When you go into a club, you don't know anyone. It's nice to have someone there to let you know what's going on, maybe have them, tell them how the agenda is going to flow, or how to put together an icebreaker, and to help them schedule. So these club resources, even the members, that's why I was saying that the members are such a key part, not just the officers, to help each other and mentor each other, or just be an accountability buddy. That's what we have over at Leading Ladies. I like the ability of us putting a newsletter and reviewing, having that newsletter not only be for the corporate clubs, but we can use that later when we come over to retaining past members. So public speaking is sort of most of the goals that you have picked to dissect in terms of how to provide that service. And then I have them understand what are the things that we can do as a club to make them realize that I'm achieving this. I'm getting more confident. And it's not just, the pathways. It's not just, oh, how many awards you've received. I think there's a little more engagement there in terms of the officers and the members themselves. So I think that there are some programs there that later, if we can get samples, I would like to send that over to everyone who's participating today. But in terms of really the goals and having that engagement and that social benefit, right? Because we are human beings, we are social animals. You know, before COVID, we were all together, like here, being together in a picnic, and then look at the 2 years that we've been separated from each other, and the interaction is just not the same. So I have a few engagement ideas here as well, in terms of breaking the ice, right? Introducing yourself to each other, and where do we find that time? I know there's a lot of Zoom fatigue, but now that things are opening up, I hope that the hybrid meetings would bring people out. The summer, have a summer event. Don't even worry having a meeting. Just go out, bring fruit, bring a blanket, and be outside where it's, where the atmosphere eliminates the threat of getting contaminated if you're very risk averse, of course, and also have immunity issues. So part of, I'll hopefully make a list. I did take notes, and then I can send these out as idea starters for your club, okay? So now let's move on to re-engaging past members. Let's take a look at what does that really mean? Well, first we need to understand why members don't renew. And again, let's use the chat and put in what your experiences are in terms of if you were treasurer, or you have your officers meeting and say, oh, so-and-so didn't renew. I'm still waiting for her to send me her paperwork or her check, and maybe that process is something that's also difficult. So we can talk about that too. So use the chat function. Let me see what we have. Oh, they don't want the Zoom meetings. They just are done, right? Maybe they've had too much from work. Huh, Greg? What do you think? And life goes on, right? We have people move out of state, or their life gets too busy. New job, employment terminations, resignations, retirements, burnout. Definitely schedule. Meetings are boring, they said. Oh no. Well then, I hope that the club, if that was one of your club members' reasons, maybe we could ask for more ideas from that person, and he might come back. And yes, if they leave the area, but hopefully with our Zoom, we can, and our hybrid model, we can definitely bring them back if the schedule works for them. Oh, lack of mentorship. Yeah, I think part of non-renewal is all from that member engagement. So they have goals, they have secondary goals, and they don't see if am I achieving my goal? So these are the different mechanics that we should put in terms of the feedback and the confidence that they're building. So usually part of a club meeting is really members supporting each other and giving them that confidence. You can give confidence to the speaker. How do we do that? With our participation, our attention, our feedback, whether there's a positive, there's an improvement portion, really give good feedback. And that's a skill that we need to practice. Okay, they move from a different company. They can also move clubs too. So I think that we have some mechanisms also in Toastmasters to continue to keep them in Toastmasters. Never mind if they're not in our club, but another club would service them or be the right fit for them. So I think what comes around, what goes around comes around. Lack of the feeling that the whole club wants to get them to their goal. There you go again. It's the cohesive behavior and attention of everyone, because everyone is significant and everyone deserves to be heard. And it takes time. I know that we could maybe have a file of each person so they can look at their file And actually, Pathways has this. It's just not maybe the most user-friendly, but looking at their feedback forms and how they're improving would be, buddies just comparing notes with each other. So thank you so much for that. Somehow I have to close this again. And okay, here. So like for us, we have all the tiles with the hearts are no longer our members. So I see a 40% churn rate or a non-renew rate. So we definitely need to bring in more members to help the number of members that do have to leave because of many different reasons, and all valid reasons for sure. And none of the reasons are like, I don't like my members. All of them have really life taking over, and that's great. So I see all your clubs really making an effort to be friendly. Remember, we build a warm and friendly environment for people for Toastmasters to improve their public speaking skills. But how do we involve them so they can come back? Let us see. I think this is part of how do you actually have your past members be involved in your club? Do we have, let's open the chat again and say, are they actually being contacted? What's the consensus? Or like, this is actually something that we only do like twice a year. We have our anniversary party, well, before COVID, and then we invite all past members because we want to celebrate their anniversary, or we'll have Thanksgiving. And let's open the breakout rooms now. And there's some more questions that we can share with you. And Tom, would you share those questions with them? And again, same thing. This is just a reminder. Use whatever Zoom tools you need. Assign a timer and watch for the broadcast messages. Then we'll come back and have more report outs. So Tom, do your magic. Welcome back. I hope you had spicy conversations about your past members and how to engage with them. I'm going to mix it up now. Maybe I'll call room 3 first. Give room 1 a break. Who wants to report out?
I'm Denise. I will
Denise.
report out for room 3. So I'll just give a couple of the questions. One of the club's goals for re-engaging past members was set up an email or send emails to past members to set up a time to just talk to them and chat with them. Open houses and special celebrations aren't as effective, but the personal touch is. To find out why a member doesn't renew, you have to ask them.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be careful not to put them on the spot, but when did the program stop working for you, and ask them to reconsider. For communication with past members, social media is a really good way to keep connected and to see what's going on. And some of the why would a member rejoin is because they miss the people, they miss the club, the speeches and the feedback, and they know they're valued. So that's what we came up with.
Are any of these any of your clubs doing right now?
So I think To a point there is, but
Okay.
it
I mean,
yeah,
has it
somewhat.
been successful?
somewhat with
Somewhat.
with being on Zoom, it's harder.
For sure. Yeah, but those are great ideas, reaching out, and it's really the personal touch gets a really a personal response too,
Yes.
and hopefully the truth, or that could help you in the future, help your clubs in the future. Thank you so much, Denise. What about room 2? Mara, there you on
Yeah.
again? Okay.
Yep, I got nominated again. So I'll speak to very specifically what's going on in my club. We've been virtual as everyone has, and we came back once a month in person starting in March. We did a lot of promotion around that, and we got, I think, 3 to 5 past members came to that meeting, and then none of them came to the next. However, 2 of them have now rejoined our club. They're not coming regularly, but they have come back. And we are going to stay in that hybrid model of once a month in person and Zoom the rest to meet the needs of, we're walking that line of meeting all the members. But we definitely are we're sending drip emails, just remaining open and welcoming. We post on Facebook, we create Facebook events so people are seeing it. So we're over communicating where we are and when we're meeting. And that seems to be working. I would say in the 4 years I've been at Toastmasters, we are over, I think we're about 21, 22 members, and we are holding well on that. And we continue to attract, and we attract people because they can come easily on Zoom,
Yeah.
but then they like to meet us in person. So that hybrid is, even though some people don't like it exactly, it is working at this point.
Yeah, which club are you at, Mara?
It's
don't
Public
have-
Speaking Northwest in Bothell.
Okay.
It's Jean Tracy, Barbara Katz, Jim Tracy are in that club.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Because, if everybody's not from Bothell, it's hard to get to Bothell.
Right.
It's way up there, been 405. It's a mess. I know. I think traffic just is making people like really either stay home and do virtual. And, before with all the clubs getting members from within 2 to 5 miles radius, I don't know if that's happening, still happening today, I think. So, but thank you. Those are really good results. One, over communication and promotions. That's really amazing. You know where they are, so you know how to get to reach them. That's really good. Thank you so much. And room number 1, who do we hear from?
That's me.
Mary Margaret. Okay.
All right. Well, interesting. I like Mara's idea. And we ended up talking a lot about how to retain people as well as how to get them back. And one of the people in our group is looking at having 2 regular times instead of every other week, just at lunch hour. He's also looking at having a second meeting at a different time to catch the people who can't come during the lunch hour. And that would work really well for organizations like REI, where you've got people all across the United States.
Mhm.
Not everybody has a lunch hour at our lunch hour. Monica really puts a lot of emphasis on personal engagement with the members and guests. And she has shared her anxiety about public speaking with them, making her club truly a safe and supportive club. And it's working well for her club. Greg keeps reaching out to past members, and the connecting with our company's HR and training teams has been effective for a couple of people, and the rest of us are excited and wanting to do that too.
Okay, right. Yeah, thank you so much, Mary Margaret. Let's give everybody a round of applause to all the presenters. Thank you so much. And I've written down your ideas, and I'll send out a follow-up with all these ideas. So in terms of just wrapping up here, and we can continue. So, oh gosh, why does it do that? Ta-da. So remember that we do have tools to provide reaching out to our past members, because we still have their member information, right? It's in our Toast host, free Toast host, and it's also in Easy Speak. If you keep good records, you know where they are. They're in LinkedIn. If they're professionals, then you can reach out to them. We have social media. We can give them news about the trainings that are happening, especially those that are open to non-members as well. You can, through social media, explain and share any promotions or new titles, and how their club members, whom they were used to seeing every week, where are they now, and how has Toastmasters affected their careers, their social life, maybe their community participation as well. So there's also a newsletter if you want to give it to all the members, past or present, and future members. You can actually have them sign up so they can continue to get news about your club. So in conclusion, so we've seen how member retention is pegged to their goals, how important their goals are to them, engagement, support, and experience, and even your treasurer is a key officer in nudging them to renew their membership. Past member engagement, I see a lot of reaching out, and usually there's a connection. Hopefully they've made a connection with even just one other member, and that member can continue to keep that relationship and maybe expand it with the network that they have, who includes that past member, and they might come back. Invitations to socials, and of course, Toastmasters news. So let me see from the chat, what is one thing that you've learned from this session that you will implement in your club? And there'll be more, because I'll be sending out our notes. But let me see what you feel was the biggest thing that impacted you. It's like, I am going to bring that up in the next officers meeting. Pathways partnerships. Thank you. Yes, we have to start doing that hybrid, person to person. That's where it's at. Outreach, mentor information. Thank you so much. Thank you. I know I'm kind of short of time, but definitely what's next is officers, please meet to address your overall member life cycle. Use Toastmasters tools, get to the why, so it can help you build your foundation for new processes that you might want to have in your club. Support your members in ways that they can feel the results. Continue to open up and meet face-to-face. And Tom, I will ask you to drop the survey for our members right here to take a minute, tell me what worked, what didn't work, and we can have a improved training on member retention and engagement next time. So just give me a minute. I'll stop sharing and we are back.
I just have one last question.
Oh, sure.
I signed up this meeting at the last minute.
Yes.
So how can we make sure our club will get credit for this from attendance?
Yeah, I think as long as you registered, your name is going to be credited for your training, for your club.
Thank you.
Yes, hopefully you put your club member number
Yeah, my
Yeah.
number, yeah, my
there.
number
Okay.
there. And yeah,
Awesome. Thank you, Hong Chao. Which club are
thank
you
you.
with, conservatively speaking?
Yeah,
That's Jackie's club, right?
exactly. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
Yay. We love Jackie.
yeah. She's a great leader.
She's our leader too. Okay, so while you're finishing up your surveys, I wanted to introduce to you, I'm so happy we have your trio here tonight, but let me introduce to you our district director, Tina Tate.
Thank you, Gina. Wow, what a great training. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being authentic and igniting connections. It's really important for us to be able to do that and re-engage our members and get everybody excited for this coming year. One thing I do want to mention is that your trio is going to convention, the first in-person international convention since COVID. So we're very excited about that. If you are a club president or club secretary, you should have received an email about proxy. So if you are not attending either the virtual or live convention, you will be or have been sent an email with instructions on how to assign proxy so that I can take your votes to convention to vote on our international board. This is very, very important that District 2 has a voice in who the international directors are. So please look for that email. If maybe you've overlooked it, go in. It would be from districts, Toastmasters International, something like that. But look for that email and make sure you get those proxies assigned. Now I will turn it over to Linda Vorthman.
Oh, thank you, Tina. Great information. So my announcement is if all 7 of your officers in your club are trained, you're going to get a Super 7 bonus of $70. We have upped it this year. The price of gas is going higher and higher and higher, so $70. And that just means that all of your positions were trained. If one person has 2 positions, then only one person needs to show up, and they can come to any of the officer trainings. It doesn't have to be just only for their role. So off to Tommy.
Thank you, Linda. Good evening, everyone. What a training. As Club Growth Director, I love seeing a theme of member re-engagement and member retention. Both of those are at the heart of club growth. As we start off this year, I and the trio are very aware that many times club growth focuses only on new clubs. Do we want to build some new clubs this year? Yes. But the one thing we really want to see is every existing club strengthened and back to where they used to be or where they could be before all this craziness hit. We know it's had a downturn for everybody, and we want to see your club grow, and we believe your club can grow. 2 groups I'm looking for. Club coaches. We're looking for more club coaches, and we are looking for club mentors and club sponsors for the newer clubs. And we already have some on tap. They are finding us. If you'd like to work with any of those or another area of club growth, I encourage you to drop me an email. I will put that in the chat. That's it. As I close out, I want to congratulate Gina for such a wonderful training tonight. All the work that she and her team put into this. Thank you, Gina, and I'll hand it back over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tommy. And thank you to my support team, Linda, Tom, and Urzi. Without you, we will not finish on time, and we finished on time. Thank you for the surveys. Hopefully we got 14 surveys, but you have until tonight to finish that. So please keep the link if you need to rush out, and hopefully you can finish that before you go to bed. Thank you so much. And I look for an email from from my email, which is a Division F Director Gmail account, but I'll send you notes, and let's continue collaborating with each other. Have a good night.